Does it make noises once in 3 minutes?
Yes.
Is it like real noises?
Is it loud in my hair?
Like real loud?
Woo!
What's
Is it-
Somebody
at the podium?
They can
see it? Okay.
Yes.
Calling to order the Monday, April 7th, 2025 meeting of the 40th Council of the City of Berkeley. Ms. Mitchell, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Baker,
Here.
Councilmember Black,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin,
Here.
Councilmember Hennon,
Here.
Councilmember Patterson,
Here.
Councilmember Villani.
Here.
Mayor Dean.
Here. Our first order of business is the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Support.
Motion made by Mayor Pro Tem Gavin with support from Councilmember Black. Are there any changes or additions? Seeing none, Ms. Mitchell, please call the roll.
Black,
Yes.
Gavin,
Yes.
Hennon,
Yes.
Patterson,
Yes.
Villani,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Dean.
Yes, the agenda has been approved. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we are at the first public comment section of tonight's meeting. I'm going to open public comments. No public comments. I am going to close public comments. Great. Ms. Mitchell, please read the items on tonight's consent agenda.
1, approval of the minutes. Matter of approving the minutes of the 40th regular city council meeting on Monday, March 17th, 2025, and the special city council meeting on Monday, March 17th, 2025. 2, motion number M1925. Matter of approving a new sub-site utility guard 2RTK line locator from Ditch Witch Sales of Michigan Company, Howell, Michigan, in the amount of $11,054.58. 3, motion number M2025, matter of approving the purchase of trash carts from Rearig Pacific Company in the amount of $14,075. 4, motion number M2125, matter of approving HRC additional funds to continue GIS support for the 24-25 fiscal year in the amount of $10,000. 5, proclamation number P725, matter of proclaiming April 20th through 26th as Volunteer Week. 6, proclamation number P825, matter of proclaiming April 21st through 26th as Arbor Week. 7, proclamation number P925, matter of proclaiming April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month. 8, proclamation number P1025, matter of proclaiming April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. 9, proclamation number P1125, matter of proclaiming April as Autism Awareness Month. 10, proclamation number P1225, matter of proclaiming April as Fair Housing Month.
Well done. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Support.
Motion made by Councilmember Villani with support from Councilmember Hennon. Are there any changes or additions? Okay, Ms. Mitchell, please call the roll.
Gavin,
Yes.
Hennon,
Yes.
Patterson,
Yes.
Villani,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Dean.
Yes, the consent agenda has passed. Ms. Mitchell, please read item number 1 on tonight's regular agenda.
Recognitions, presentations, matter of receiving any recognitions or presentations from the consent agenda.
Thank you. I've asked Councilmember Baker to read P0725.
Thank you, Your Honor. A proclamation of the Council of the City of Berkeley, Michigan, recognizing the volunteers of the City of Berkeley and declaring the week of Sunday, April 20th through Saturday, April 26th, 2025 as Volunteer Week. Whereas, throughout the history of the United States, the state of Michigan, and right here in the City of Berkeley, citizens have actively volunteered their time, talent, and energy to improve the community. And whereas, volunteers in Berkeley enhance the quality of life of others by volunteering with service organizations in schools, places of worship, hospitals, youth groups, as members of community boards, and with other organizations that benefit our community. And whereas, volunteer service has never been needed more than now, with many individuals stepping up to assist others in need. And whereas the spirit of volunteerism grows stronger in the face of even the most challenging situations. And whereas National Volunteer Week was established in 1974 by President Nixon as a special time to recognize the amazing contributions of our volunteers. Now, therefore, the Council of the City of Berkley hereby proclaims, Section 1, that the week of Sunday, April 20th through Saturday, April 26th, 2025, shall be recognized as Volunteer Week in the City of Berkley. And Section 2, the Council of the City of Berkley extends immense gratitude to the many Berkley volunteers that devote countless hours each year to enhance and uplift our entire community. Proclaim this 7th day of April 2025 at a regular meeting of the Berkley City Council. Bridget Dean, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Baker. And I would just like to add, on behalf of council, how much we appreciate all the volunteers that help to make things happen in our city, to support all of our departments, boards and commissions, friends of groups, and our community partners. We are very grateful. Thank you. Ms. Mitchell, please read item number 2 on tonight's agenda.
Motion number M2225, matter of authorizing the mayor to execute a contract between SMART and the City of Berkley for fiscal year 2025 for municipal credit and community credit funds in order to provide public transportation services for the period of July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025.
Is there a motion to approve M2225?
So moved. Support.
Motion made by Councilmember Patterson with support from Mayor Pro Tem Gavin. Ms. Van Vleck.
I'm going to call our Parks and Recreation Superintendent, Dan McMinn, to explain this wonderful program.
Good evening, Council.
Good evening.
So in front of you, you have the contract for the municipal and community credits. As stated, it is from July 24 through June of 25, which I know are coming up on the end, but this has always been a contract that has come to us around this time. I have asked to find out why that is. I will report back when I finally get that answer. What you have in front of you is a municipal credit of $14,221 and a community credit of $29,370. Those are monies that are going to help offset our program costs, maintenance, costs for drivers, costs for new equipment, phones, and everything like that. A little bit about the program. It is a door-to-door transportation service for anyone who is over the age of 50, retired or semi-retired. And all 3 of our vehicles have wheelchair lifts for anybody that needs them. Whether it be a wheelchair or somebody who struggles to go upstairs, we can utilize those lifts in that way as well. Our boundaries north and south are 8 Mile and 16 Mile. East and west are Lasser and John R. To make an appointment, you can call the Parks and Recreation Department between 9 and noon, Monday through Friday, at 248-658-3470. Again, 248-658-3470. We take riders to doctor's appointments, salons, shopping trips, you name it. If it's in the boundaries, we'll take you there. The most important piece of information that somebody can have when they call is the address in which they are going. We get calls, I need to go here, and they give us a name, and we're like, where's here? So the address is very, very important. Ride specifics are, it must start in the City of Berkley, and the rides must be completed by 4 o'clock. We start as early as 8:30. So any time between 8:30 and 4, as long as we're back by 4, we're good to go. Because I like numbers, in the winter months, we had 589 total passengers. We drove 2,822 miles, and we were in the vans 374 and a half hours. This program wouldn't be possible without our 2 drivers, Brian Boland and Mike Milligan. Can't thank them enough. And also I want to thank our office staff at Parks and Recreation, Josie Modrak and Amanda Slusarski, who do a lot of the scheduling of the rides for us to get the drivers to know where they're going and everything like that. So if there's any questions, I'm happy to take those, but that's a little bit about the program.
Well, Mr. McMahon, thank you for such a great overview of that program. And it is such an important thing to offer to residents. It makes the difference between being able to get from A to B or not. and it's safe and it's dependable and all those things. So I thank you for that. Any Councilmember
I
Patterson?
just want to say thank you to you and your team as well.
Mm-hmm.
Those numbers are incredible for just the winter months, and I know there's a lot that goes into it, both the drivers and your staff, so I appreciate that, and thank you. My question is, how do a rider get back? So let's say I
Yeah,
took a ride.
That's
do
a
they
really good
call,
question.
or-
Yeah, we give each rider a card that has the van specific cell phone number. So when they're done with their appointment, they'll dial that, hand it to a receptionist at wherever they are. They can dial it and just say, "Hey, I'm ready for pickup." And hopefully, the goal is to be there within 15 minutes. Sometimes it's give and take, depending on what's going on. But they'll just give that number a call, and we'll come right back and get you.
Councilmember Hennon?
Yes, do we know, excuse me, do we know if any of the funding for this is sourced from federal funds or if it's all local or state funds?
Yeah, I believe the funding is a mixture of both local and federal. We do get the funds from SMART, which is funded locally and federally. So I believe it's both.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. Thank you, Mr. McMinn. Any public comment on this agenda item? Seeing none. Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate
you.
it. Ms. Mitchell, please call the roll on M 2225.
Hennon,
Yes.
Patterson.
Yes.
Valani,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Gavin,
Yes.
Dean.
Yes, the motion has passed. Well, here we are at communications. Ms. Mitchell. Who will go first?
Councilmember Patterson.
Okay.
It's been a while since I went first.
Wow.
My lucky night. I don't have much. Planning Commission met since our last meeting. They reviewed some changes to the PUD on Coolidge there that we will be seeing coming before us when it's ready to come before us. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilmember Valani.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Environmental Advisory Committee, the next meeting is on April 17th at 6:30 p.m. On the second floor of the Public Safety Building. All are welcome to attend, and that is all I have. Oh, wait, chomp chomp gators. Go for the win tonight. That was all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. For Parks and Rec, the Spring Summer Program Guide with Parks and Rec and Library programs is now available online. And Parks and Rec and the library are working together on a Dog Man reading challenge. So more information coming soon, so be on the lookout for that. And the next meeting for Parks and Rec will be this week, April 10th at 7 p.m. at the Community Center. And then for the library board, donations are currently being accepted for the Friends of Library book sale. Drop off your donated items to the library anytime it's open. The sale will take place on Friday, May 16th from 1 to 6 p.m. And Saturday, May 17th from 10 to 3. And just one little programming note that may be of interest for folks. There is a program coming up on May 6th at 6:30 p.m. Called Chasing Art, Works Stolen by the Nazis. So many Jewish collectors and dealers are either forced to sell gradually at greatly reduced prices or have their artwork stolen by the Nazis during World War II. And so there's going to be an individual coming, an art historian and professor, to talk a little bit more about that. So again, that's May 6th at 6:30 p.m. And then the next meeting will be April 16th at 7 p.m. at the library, and that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilmember Baker.
Hey, that's me. The Historical Committee, I'd like to say thank you to all the volunteers that make that such a historic group. They meet tomorrow, Tuesday the 8th at 7:30 p.m. They're working on new exhibits for the museum and planning ahead for some Halloween-themed events in partnership with the DDA and Chamber. And for more information, visit berkleyhistory.com. The very next day, our Downtown Development Authority, DDA, their board meets on Wednesday the 9th at 8:15 a.m. They'll be reviewing some recently received facade grant requests, and they're preparing the DDA budget as part of the overall city approach to doing our municipal budget process. For more information on downtown and the events coming up there, visit downtownberkeley.com. And it was Thurgood Marshall who once said, "To protest against injustice is the foundation of all our American democracy." And I'd just like to celebrate the peaceful marches and protests that happened over the weekend. Thought those were fantastic. We had one here in Berkeley, a march along 12 Mile, which was great. And these are positive and powerful ways to send messages to help bring about constructive change that hopefully will be a good thing. Let's see. Congratulations to Berkeley's own Zach Mesplay. I don't know if I got your name right, Zach. for winning 4th place at the recent half marathon in Knoxville, Tennessee. I picked that up and thought that was pretty cool. And finally, just please hug somebody you love. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Hennan.
Yes, the Zoning Board of Appeals have had no recent cases and have none coming up, so nothing to report there. The Tree Board are planning for their Arbor Day tree planting. One of our proclamations tonight was recognizing Arbor Week and Arbor Day this year. The planting will be 9 a.m. on Saturday, April 25th at Oxford Park, and anyone who wants to come is welcome to attend. We find the little kids particularly like coming and seeing a tree plant, and often growing up with it and saying, you know, hey, I was here when this planted, and coming back to see their tree. We recently several of us were at the Michigan Municipal League Capital Conference. There were excellent sessions this year, and there are 2 breakout sessions I wanted to specifically call out that I attended. The first was on financial tools to help bring the types of developments we want to see here, and it gives us more control over future developments while still making it worthwhile for the developer. And the other session that I attended was how to handle the chaos coming down from the federal government. And what I learned that basically every city in the state is getting absolutely screwed. And so we're not alone there. And so we'll just need to continue to be diligent and plan around that. And then similar on that note, for people at home, if you're on Social Security and you're dependent on those payments, and especially if you're living check to check, I think you need to make a plan, because the way Musk, the way the Trump administration are screwing with the system, firing essential workers from there, it's only a matter of time before you'll be unable to access those payments on a timely manner. As an example, last week I tried to log in, and it took over an hour for me just to log into the Social Security system. So make a plan and try and be prepared as best you can. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Black.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Community for Engagement and Transparency will have its next meeting on April 16th, Public Safety, 2nd floor. This is my favorite time of year, not just because the weather is warm, but also because this is when we have the majority of our young people out and about. So I just want to encourage all of our residents, as you make your way around the city, to get out and support the following. We have Mom's Club Softball, Dad's Club Baseball. All my kids had the chance to participate in that. DCFC Soccer, Berkley Burn Fast Pitch Softball, Berkley Cub Baseball, Berkley High Baseball, Berkley High Boys Golf, Boys and Girls, Girls Soccer, Girls Tennis, Boys and Girls Lacrosse. And then finally, because I want to embarrass my wonderful, beautiful daughter, Berkley High School Fast Pitch Softball, who had their interleague scrimmage this past Friday. Weather wasn't great, and one of them hit a home run and hit my daughter's car that I pay for, so I'm not happy about that. But if that's a sign of the season we're going to have, then let's go. Also, I think I left out Berkley High School JV and varsity baseball and softball. Finally, I was driving past our wonderful tennis courts, and I saw a pickleball injury. Pretty sure someone blew out a hamstring, so I just want to say to all of you pickleballers, be safe. Have fun, but be safe. I did not realize pickleball was so dangerous, but they look good on the court, so thank you to our wonderful Parks and Rec team for providing that area, and I hope that we have a doctor on speed dial for these pickleball injuries. That's all I have.
Thank you. Ms. Van Vleck?
Yes, I wanted to expand just a little bit on Councilmember Hennan's question about smart funding. So a lot of it, a majority of it, I believe, is funded through the countywide transportation millage, and then also statewide sources, but also federal sources to a smaller extent. But yes, it's involved. And then also just wanted to make sure everyone knows that our spring-summer programming guide, where you can find our spring-summer programs for both the library and Parks and Recreation, is now available on the website. It's also at the library and the community center, and we are working on a postcard that will be mailed out to homes that will have a QR code so you can access it.
Thank you. Madam Attorney?
I have nothing this evening.
Okay, nice to see you. So first I would like to mention DPW received their new outfitted re-outfitted, actually, sewer camera inspection truck this week, and I want to commend Superintendent Wozniak for being mindful of saving costs where available. They basically replaced the equipment on an existing chassis, so being mindful of those things, we didn't have to buy a whole new truck. They, kind of re-outfitted this, and it has been a minute getting here, but it's here now. As part of his assignment with the Michigan Task Force 1, Lieutenant Corey Miller was deployed to Gaylord on Tuesday to assist with the recovery from the recent ice storm. So I want to thank Lieutenant Miller for not only your service, but being so willing to step up when you get the call to help others when asked. And as was mentioned by Councilmember Hennon, some of us were able to attend CapCon in Lansing this past March. And I'm grateful to have the opportunity to learn and to spend some time with other mayors and council members and city managers from across the state. And I would like to recognize Councilmember Villani for achieving level 1 in the Elected Officials Academy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Then I'm gonna kind of wind this up. Well, one more thing after this, but has anyone been to Heavenly Pound Cake yet? New bakery open on Coolidge. And I got a text from a resident, hey, let's give them a warm Berkley welcome. They open at 10 tomorrow. And I was like, well, okay, I guess you're scheduling me now. But I did go in because I always like to say welcome to new businesses and people coming to Berkley. It's a family-owned business. The entire family was there. They sell whole pound cakes, half pound cakes by the slice, banana pudding, which I got on a subsequent visit. But we were having neighbors for dinner, so I thought, I'm just gonna get a pound cake. It's a gigantic pound cake, but they assured me it freezes well. So I'm like, okay. So we had it for dessert after dinner, and then I thought, oh, I'll throw this in the freezer the next day. And so the next day happened, and I found myself like slicing slivers. And I finally just stopped myself and put it in the freezer. And then later that day, I moved it to the garage freezer because, frozen pound cake might be just as tasty. So all of that to say, welcome Heavenly Pound Cakes. They're amazing. And if you need a dessert or just want a snack, stop in there. You won't be sorry you did. And thanks, Dean Smith, for keeping me up to date on all these new businesses coming into Berkley. And then finally, my next stop on the Mayor's Roadshow will be Saturday, April 26th at Coffee and Bark on Coolidge from 10 a.m. to noon. And with that, I would love to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
Motion made by Councilmember Councilmember Patterson with support from Councilmember Villani. Ms. Mitchell, will you please call the roll?
Villani,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Gavin,
Yes.
Hennon,
Yes.
Patterson.
Yes.
Dean.
Yes, the Monday, April 7th, 2025 meeting of the Berkley City Council is adjourned.
The pound cake place is open till 8 p.m. I just Googled.
I was thinking about that, yeah.
It's so
Like,
good.
what?